Hey, y'all! Welcome back to Life After Undergrad. I'm Shanoa Manso, your host for today's episode, and I'm thrilled to have you here with me. If you're new to the podcast, a warm welcome. This podcast is all about supporting you on your journey, whether you're navigating college life, figuring out what's next after graduation, or feeling a bit lost and trying to piece everything together. Wherever you are in life, this is a space where we keep it real, talk about both the struggles and the wins, and offer practical resources to help guide you. Not everything about life is going to be easy or pretty, and trust me, I've been there. But my goal is that by the end of each episode, you'll walk away with something useful, something you can relate to, or maybe just a little bit of inspiration to keep pushing forward. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope this episode resonates with you. Okay, y'all. Today's topic is something I've been getting a lot of questions about recently, especially over on my TikTok at TVSWCT. And I'm really excited to dive into it. I've noticed many of you are curious about career transitions, the universal skills we all need, whether you are fresh out of college or considering switching fields, and what resources can help you get ahead in your career journey. What I mean by universal skills are things like communication, time management, work ethic, problem solving, and emotional intelligence. Skills that are valuable no matter where you are in your career or life. These skills are transferable from one job to another, from one industry to another, and even from one phase of your life to the next. So, today, I want to explore how to prepare yourself for success in your journey, whether you're just starting out or transitioning into something new. We're going to cover a lot of ground today, from LinkedIn tips and resume building to work ethic, the importance of letters of recommendation, and email etiquette. I'll also share some personal experiences and lessons I've learned along the way. So, let's get started. Let me begin with a personal story. Recently, I interviewed this past Friday for a job. Now I know I shouldn't talk too much about it since I haven't heard back yet, but it serves as a great example of many of the things we'll discuss today. The scariest part of the whole process for me has always been the interview itself. I did plenty of interviews during my undergrad years, and I never had much anxiety about them because I was used to the structure of school. I was in my element. I was constantly in motion. Everything was mapped out. I had assignments, deadlines, and a clear routine. But life after undergrad, that's when things started to change for me. So, when this interview opportunity came up, I was nervous. Not just because this is a role I have wanted since 2020, but because I knew it would force me to confront how much I've changed since undergrad. I was unsure about how to talk about my journey, about the experiences that have shaped me, and how to explain the gap between my undergrad days and now. Now, let me be honest. Interviews used to be a breeze for me in school. But after college, not so much. I felt this pressure to prove myself, and on top of that, I worried about how others would perceive me. It's one thing to walk into a room of strangers. It's a whole different ball game when the people in the room know your past. It feels like they have expectations based on who you were before, and there's this fear of judgment or being misunderstood. So, when I entered the interview and found out I'd be interviewed by three people I didn't know, I felt a bit of relief in that process. It made the whole process so much easier for myself personally. I was able to share my experiences freely without feeling judged by people who had already known me in a previous role. The freedom to speak openly made the interview much less stressful for myself. And let's be real, when you go into an interview or a job, it's not just about landing the role for the paycheck. You're also looking for an environment that will help you thrive. The work environment has a massive impact on your growth and happiness. It's about finding the right work balance or right balance of culture, work ethic, and support. I've learned this the hard way. Sometimes you really have to do the research and trust your gut to find a place that aligns with your values. Now, let's talk about how I prepare for the interview. I didn't just wake up one morning and walk into the room. No, I spent 3 to 4 weeks preparing for this moment. And while this particular interview was my main focus at the time, it was also part of a larger strategy, researching, applying for, and understanding the roles I wanted to pursue. Here's the thing, y'all. Preparation is key. Whether you're applying for the first job after graduation or making a career shift, Being intentional about your job search can make all the difference. Through this interview process, it was a virtual interview, and I did have some past experience within the specific area of the role. So I really got to hone in and utilize some past resources, but also prepare myself and use current skills and strategies that I have learned along the way to make myself prepared for the interview and sure that I'm walking in confidently. So, I'm going to share some tips with you that I have utilized in my journey that have helped me along the way. So, tip number one, get consistent on LinkedIn. Let's talk about LinkedIn for a second. This platform is everything. LinkedIn is essentially the social media platform for professionals. When I was in college, I didn't fully grasp its power. I had a profile, but wasn't actively engaging with it. Once I graduated and started searching for jobs, I realized if I wanted to stand out, I needed to level up my LinkedIn game. One of the biggest things about LinkedIn is that it allows you to connect with people in your field, whether they're colleagues, potential mentors, or employers. Building a solid network on LinkedIn can be just as important as building your resume, if not more. It's about fostering relationships, learning from others, and positioning yourself as someone who actively engages in their career. Post relevant content. Engage with others' posts in your field, and ensure your profile is up to date with your skills, experiences, and accomplishments. It's a powerful tool that can propel your career forward. Tip 2, tweak your resume, but don't overdo it. I know resumes can feel like a huge chore to update. Trust me, I've been there. But here's the thing. Don't create a brand new resume for every job posting or position you apply for. That's a waste of time, and it'll just stress you out even more. Focus on creating a resume that highlights your key skills and accomplishments. And then, if you get another role or you need to tweak it in some sense, you can do so, but make it applicable to your most relevant experiences. If you specialize in a specific field, like social work for instance, make sure your resume reflects that. Showcase the work you've done that sets you apart. Make sure it's easy for recruiters to skim and understand quickly. Remember, they're looking at hundreds of resumes. Tip 3, the power of letters of recommendation. Letters of recommendation are gold. They're not always required, but when they are, they can set you apart. And when they aren't, they could also set you apart. If you have a supervisor, professor, or mentor who can vouch for your skills, work ethic, or character, these small things go a long way and help strengthen your credibility. Tip 4, email etiquette is key. One of the easiest ways to stand out in the professional world is by mastering your email etiquette. I've seen candidates lose opportunities just because their emails were unclear, disorganized, or unprofessional. Always ensure your emails are well structured, clear, and free of typos. A strong subject line, respectful greeting, and concise message will leave a lasting impression, as well as a nice signature. Now we're going to get into some current free platforms that can be taken advantage of to elevate your foundation for career development. LinkedIn. Previously, in the tips, I had mentioned LinkedIn. Use this platform to optimize your profile with a professional photo, clear headline, and detailed summary that highlights your skills and goals. Connect with professionals in your industry, share content, and engage with posts to build your network. By staying active, LinkedIn can be a powerful tool for your career growth. Canva. Canva is an incredible platform with free resources to help you create professional designs. Whether for social media, presentations, or print products, it also offers free courses to help you improve your design skills. I've used it for everything from promotional materials to custom graphics, and the free courses have been invaluable in helping me enhance my work. Amazon KDP. Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, KDP, allows you to publish books without any upfront costs. I used it almost a year ago to release my first coloring book, and it was an amazing experience. You upload your manuscript, choose your format, set your price, and Amazon handles the distribution. It's a great way to get your work out there without the hassle of inventory or shipping. Bonfire.com. Bonfire is a free platform where you can create and sell custom designed products like t-shirts, hoodies, and mugs without any upfront investment. I used Bonfire to raise money for my brother's medical expenses when he was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. It was a fantastic way to support a cause close to my heart, and the platform is incredibly easy to use. Finally, Weebly. Weebly is a great option for building a website on a budget. I utilize their free plan where I create my own website from scratch. And we can get into that more in a different episode later. But if you're interested in building your own website, Weebly is something I highly recommend. In the past, I've also utilized Google Sites and WordPress, but I've found Weebly to be a bit more easier for myself to understand and to update. And it does have a different appearance. And I feel, in my capacity, a more professional. The tips we've covered today lay the foundation for building your career brand. Don't waste your time digging through countless files to prove your credentials. Take the time to assess your career and make sure it aligns with your goals. Soon, I'll release a bonus episode about how to develop your personal brand and put it into action, digitally and beyond. To wrap things up, remember, whether you're starting out or transitioning, your career journey is a marathon, not a sprint. Stay consistent, keep growing, and always be proactive in shaping the career you want. And don't forget to find an environment that supports you and helps you grow. Thank you for tuning in. I hope these tips help you as you navigate life. If you haven't already, follow me on TikTok at TVSWCT for more updates and real talk. Until next time, stay true to yourself and keep pushing.